On this episode of Law & Order, we'll be delving into the feud between the Montagues and Capulets.
So, Lord Capulet, did you know about the relationship between Romeo and Juliet?
Absolutely not. Talk of the town was that Romeo was still pining after Rosaline. I didn't think he'd be taken with my own daughter.
Now how do you feel about it?
I'm against whatever relationship they had. I can't believe what I even said, and to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a well-governed youth. First of all, I shouldn't have let a Montague into my party anyways. They're all evil dogs. There's a reason we were fighting just hours before.
What are your thoughts about Juliet's relationship with your son, Lord Montague?
I despise Juliet and her entire wretched family. They brought upon the deaths of both my wife and my son. I can't believe I told Capulet that I would raise a statue of pure gold for his daughter. She doesn't deserve it.
I see. Do you have anything else to say on that matter?
What more is there to say? Juliet and her entire wretched family have brought upon only tragedy to my own, and I won't stand for it.
Lady Capulet, do you have any regrets regarding your daughter?
The only regret I have is not allowing Paris to marry Juliet sooner. I remember when he first asked my husband, "Of honorable reckoning are you both, in pity, 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?" If only we had never hesitated to wed them, then maybe, just maybe, my darling Juliet would still be with us.
Montague, Capulet, what do you think caused your children's deaths?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I was sneaking suspicious on Montague's fault.
Lies! It was you blasted Capulet let your daughter run amok!
How would you accuse me of something you're guilty of?
How dare you say this? This is why you hate pigs! How dare you say this?
Wait!
Shut up, Benvolio!
Hey, it's the apothecary located in the street in Mantua. Any drug you need, I could probably make. From medicines to aphrodisiacs. Anything you require is something you may acquire. I sell my work in vials or even herbs themselves. Confidentiality is guaranteed in this area. Prices are dependent on your request to keep it fair. If you're looking for a job, I'm also looking for extra help. Call on 1-800-290-3196 for more details. Exclusive prices for those located in Mantua. Again, that is 1-800-290-3196.
What do you two think about this situation?
We should forgive, forget, and move on. Though I am sad about Mercutio's and Tybalt's deaths, I still believe we can find peace and move past this conflict.
Those deaths were the reason I banished Romeo in the first place. I remember it well. I decreed, and for that offense, we do immediately exile him hence. He should have never come back and defied my ruling. Their deaths are all his fault!
Calm down, Your Majesty.
Nurse, what was Juliet's role in your life?
Juliet was like the daughter I never had. Susan's with God, she was too good for me. I regret her death as much as her mother, but what's done is done. I must say, she has been getting a bit arrogant after being with Romeo.
How do you think the court case is going to play out?
I think it's going to be a disaster no matter how you look at it.
Knowing the family somewhat, do you think the Capulets and the Montagues will be able to resolve their issues in the courtroom today?
I do not know. My threats of execution did not deter even the children. They've been fighting for quite a while. Who knows what lengths the parents may go to revenge. Friar Lawrence, what is your opinion?
This is going to be a complete disaster.
Why do you think this, Friar Lawrence?
They absolutely despise each other, as the princess pointed out.
This is true as he says. Once when I had to break up a fight between the two, I overheard Tybalt saying, "As I hate hell all Montagues," and the "Have at thee, coward." I fear Benvolio is the only one who speaks the truth between families, and Tybalt didn't even listen to these. I wonder what other family members may think.
I fear this is going to take longer than I thought. Would anyone like a cookie, to calm the nerves?
This is serious. Do not joke in times like these.
I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished a new-made bridegroom from this city. It was my actions and my actions alone that influenced Juliet to take the poison, which caused Romeo to take his own life.
What relevance does this even bring to the argument?
What I'm trying to say is that the full details behind my involvement in Juliet's death is exclusively known between both families, and I prefer that it stays this way. It'd be best to erase any part I had of this.
What are you saying? You will bring your hypocritical ideas into my courtroom? Yeah! Oh, I see, Friar Lawrence, how you want this to play out. I am in the market for a new wristwatch, indeed. This will go to good use.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me. Peace is the only option in this world of hatred and hardship. Appreciate others as we appreciate the beautiful nature around us. Recycle your plastic, conserve your water, and maybe even plant a tree. Be cautious of global warming. Help the planet today and save our children who will inherit this world after we pass. Time is of the very essence. We must act now before it's too late. Only we can save the planet.
Order in the court! Lord Montague, present your case. For the deaths of my son and wife, I am suing the Capulets. You were trying to eradicate my family by using your daughter to bewitch Romeo. She manipulated him into killing Tybalt, getting him banished and tarnishing our family name.
We did not know a single thing about their relationship.
Silence, Capulet! Benvolio told me of Romeo's findings of your party, and it was your servant that told him. He said, "Now I'll tell you without asking, my master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray and crush a cup of wine." Lord Capulet, is this true?
This is incorrect. My servant said no Montagues, just as you stated.
Romeo is but a young man. He would have ignored such heatings. You would have known that. Lord Capulet, any defense?
It was actually Romeo who pursued Juliet. Benvolio and the nurse would have witnessed this at my party. He talked to her first, and kissed her twice.
Benvolio, is this true?
Yes, Your Honor, it's true.
Benvolio, how could you? Order!
As I was saying, Romeo also caused the death of Tybalt, my dear nephew.
Oh, Tybalt, with Juliet's death, does yours hurt more? Though you had violent thoughts, must you really have perished?
Yes, it is as my wife said. The loss of our nephew was great, and Juliet mourned fervently. But if Juliet felt this much so, why would she persuade Romeo to do away with him?
It was probably just a part of her sick act. We will get nowhere just throwing wild accusations at one another. Someone provide evidence. Someone provide something.
I will stay forward then, since Montague has nothing of importance. Romeo was a foolish boy. He made rash decisions, and he sobbed over the ones that he could not make himself. He couldn't even bear the weight of facing his own consequences for slaying one of my own. It is for this I believe the Montagues are guilty for not raising their son correctly.
That's ridiculous. We all know well that Juliet was meant to be wed to Paris, yet she ran astray to be with Romeo. She even made the foolish decision herself to drink a poison. I mean, that's a crazy solution. Who would have ever thought of that?
Lord Montague, what is it?
Thinking about it though, wasn't most of the situation the friar's fault? I mean, he did offer the poison alternative to Juliet.
You're correct, Lord Montague. The friar also married them.
Yes, I recall him saying, "Then I gave her so tutored by me, art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect."
Then away with the friar, he who has doomed our families, he who was once a holy man we look upon with trust.
Another betrayal. How sorrowful our story hath become.
I did none of what you accused me of. The burden of this falls upon the families and families alone.
Friar Lawrence took it upon himself to bribe this here judge to drive from the fight between these families.
Let's not get ahead of
No,
ourselves.
I will not stand for this. Do you guys not remember Friar Lawrence admitting to his sins the night of Romeo and Juliet's death? The friar wed these two lovers on a whim, and he hid it from us all. He lied to both your families about his involvement until it all fell apart and guilt gripped his heart for just a moment to confess. This holy man dragged you into the depths of his sins, and then even the ghastly nurse knew it too.
I feel like somebody's talking about me right now.
Help me.
Hush.
Tell me, Lord Montague, tell me you remember.
The prince is right. The friar is also the reason why Romeo wasn't even informed that Julie was even dead. His plan was poorly thought out, and it cost their lives.
I do not understand. My actions were for the benefit of your children. I am a man of my word, and it was my word that married Romeo and Juliet.
What a lie escapes you. A once holy man, now a slave to his half-witted actions.
My lady, you could not tell me of such things when you failed to realize why your daughter was upset in the first place.
Stop with this nonsense. It is not just the friar who is guilty. I told you all if you disrupted the peace, you would pay with your lives. I sentence all of you to death.
Say such things. Oh my god, house. Why your fat, ugly wife is dead! Guys! So, Lord Capulet. Capulet? We do that.
The only regret I have is not allowing Paris to marry.
What?
So, Lord Capulet.
She's smiling!
What is behind me? Oh my gosh, why are you doing